Hello ENW290, it is Professor D. I hope you're having a good weekend. It's about 11:30 at night on Monday. Everyone in my home is asleep, so this was the perfect time for us to record a video to talk about how you're going to be doing your online tutoring over the next couple of weeks. As you can see, I have given myself a pandemic haircut, so if you've been having a rough go of things, I hope that at least gives you a laugh. So over the next 3 weeks, you are going to be working on tutorials in groups that I sent out in the email about a week and a half or so ago that is attached to the Google Doc that lays out who's going to be doing the tutoring, who's going to be the person being tutored, and then who will be sitting in and observing that session, assuming that person still needs to complete some observations. So here's how you're going to do this. I've already taken the liberty of creating administrator accounts for each of you based on your Fairfield email address. So you're going to want to use your official Fairfield University email address so that you have the administrator privileges that are assigned to your account, and I can double check those during the week just to make sure everything works. But let me show you what you're going to do. So once you go to fairfield.mywconline.com, you'll come to our login page where you will log in. The only calendar you're going to be able to access to begin with is the Online Writing Center Spring 2020 calendar, which is our official calendar for actual tutoring right now, but you're going to select that and log in. And you'll know whether or not you have administrator privileges because you will have a drop-down menu that will allow you to choose other schedules that aren't available to people who don't have administrator privileges. So you're going to be looking for the ENW290 training schedule. And what you'll see is that everyone in the class is listed as a resource on every day of the week, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now ordinarily one of our calendars would not have nearly this many hours, and we certainly wouldn't schedule any person for a 12-hour day, but this is to give you the flexibility that you need to set up your sessions. So in order to set up the session, the person who is being tutored will log into the account, find the person with whom they're going to be working with, who will be serving as their tutor. So let's say Amber is going to be my tutor, and I will make an appointment during a time that we've agreed upon to do our appointment. So you're going to have to speak to one another and figure out what time is going to work for both you and the person who's doing the observation. So you need to set aside basically an hour for this. So let's say we agreed to meet at 2 o'clock. So I'll click on the 2 o'clock appointment, and I will fill out the various information. So I might put in my course, and again, you can fill this out as you would like it. Let's see. You can attach files by clicking on the Choose File option. I'm not going to attach anything at the moment, but you could, and I encourage you to do so. And then when you're all set, you will create the appointment. And you can close out of the appointment form. And what you'll see is this color, kind of a goldenish color, on your calendar that says that's when you have an appointment. And if you're the tutor and you've logged in, you will see this, although it will appear in more of a reddish brown color. When it is time for your appointment to actually happen, you, your tutor, and the person doing the observation should all log into WCOnline. You'll all be able to see the appointment because you're all administrators or basic administrators, and you should all click on that appointment. And this window will look the same regardless of who's going into the session. So you'll have a section here that says Start or Join Online Consultation. So everyone will click that. And once you've clicked that, it will take you into the online tutoring space. And you'll need to allow WCOnline to access your microphone or camera, although you don't actually have to. If you want to try and run a session with just text chat, you certainly could. once you've done that, interesting, it says that there's no camera. Oh, okay. It says there's no camera because I'm recording this using another program. But when you sign in, you will see your image here, your tutor's image here, as well as the student who's doing the observation. In this middle section, this serves as kind of like a pseudo Google document, so you can all type on this. Obviously the person doing the observation should probably stay out of the conversation, but any edits you make to the screen, everyone else in that session can see it as well. And then finally we have a chat box here in case you can't use audio or video and you only can work through chat. You could also certainly share information through a link to a Google document, and of course if you've uploaded a file, your tutor will have access to that file. And again, if you're the tutor, right, you're doing the same thing. When the arranged upon time for your session comes up, you'll log in, you'll click on the session, and then click to join, and the same thing for the observer. And that will allow all three of you to be in the room at the same, or the virtual room at the same time. And again, the observer can just sort of sit back and watch what happens, and the other two people can conduct the session as you see fit. And then afterwards, you'll do your sort of write-up on having done the session. You can certainly update your response blogs as well. And if you do the observation, you can be working on your observation write-ups until you have your 3. Now, if you're scheduled to do an observation, but you've already completed all of your observations, you do not need to jump in on one of these sessions unless you want to. Just let your partners know that you don't have to do the observation because you're all set, just so that they're not waiting for you or not worrying about your schedule when trying to make the appointment. If there are any questions about making these appointments or connecting to these appointments, or you have any issues connecting to these appointments this week, please let me know. Again, it's really important that the account that you're using uses your Fairfield University email address, the one that has, your, I think it's first name dot last name or last name dot first name, but that's what I used in order to put together the basic administrator permissions, essentially whatever email address is listed under your Blackboard account. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, and I will be happy to answer them or get on Zoom and talk through this. So good luck this week, and I look forward to hearing how these go. Thanks.